What's going on, guys? My name is Toxicity and welcome back to the Aussies on the Ball podcast. This is episode number 5 now, I believe, which is crazy to say. I feel like we started this channel just yesterday, but we've got a lot to cover in today's episode. I did record this episode originally right after the last podcast, but I had some time and we had the draft lottery, we had the draft combine, we had a lot of stuff going on in the last few days, so I thought I'd re-record this, talk about the draft lottery, talk about the Aussies that are currently in contention. There's about 6 of them that could be drafted this year. And then we're going to do a really quick lottery mock draft. So something I've never done before. We'll also talk about the NBA finals. We'll also talk about a lot of different stuff. So I'm going through the rebuilds at the moment. Yesterday we would have seen the Clippers rebuild. Tomorrow you're going to be seeing the Cavs rebuild. We'll do a a Cooper Flag #1 pick rebuild to the Mavs, or potentially 2 days after the next video, and then we'll get back into doing the elimination rebuilds because a few more teams probably should have been eliminated by then, and then we'll jump back into doing some prospect rebuilds and mix it up a little bit. So hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are staying safe and enjoying the playoffs. Let me know down below what you thought of the NBA draft lottery and who you think is going to be the top 3. I'm 100% sure I know who the top 3 are going to be, but yeah, it's going to be a really interesting draft lottery because we could be seeing a lot of trades, we could be seeing a lot of crazy shenanigans. So without further ado, let's jump into today's video. So this was the official draft lottery that was announced yesterday, the day of recording this. I'm recording this on the 14th in Australia. So so Dallas #1. As a Mavs fan, I know this is rigged in our favor, but I feel like as a Mavs fan I deserve this. I stuck by the team and here we are. Spurs get #2, so they miss out on Cooper Flag. Philly get #3. If they fell to #5, I think that went to OKC. Hornets, Jazz, Wizards. I feel like it sucks for those 3. Like, it would have been, say Dallas went #1, if the Jazz went #2, the Spurs #3, Philly #4, and then you got the Hornets. Yeah, I don't know. Pelicans #7, the Nets #8, Raptors #9, Rockets #10, Trailblazers #11, Bulls 12, Hawks 13, Spurs 14. So they get 2 lottery picks. But I think this pick, the Hawks one, belonged to the Kings, and this one belonged to Atlanta. So yeah, it's pretty interesting stuff. It's crazy to consider that the Mavs and the Bulls had a coin flip for this. Who got #11, who got #12, and then obviously rest is history. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, this lottery is going to be nuts. There's a lot of talent that is in this draft, so could find some gems, could find some busts, could find all sorts of crazy stuff. The combine's been going on today. There's a lot of different players that are testing really weirdly, like Jace Richardson measured really short in consideration to what he measured in high school, I think it was. Kadeem Malark and Derek Queen, they didn't really do too well in the testing. Yeah, a lot of random stuff kind of happened. So in the NBA currently, today, where the Thunder beat the Nuggets, the Cavs got eliminated. That's why we're doing a Cavs rebuild tomorrow. I just recorded that before this video. But the Pacers, so the Pacers are on a bit of a hot streak at the moment. They're going through to the finals, and unfortunately, Tatum's now hurt. He ruptured his Achilles, so you'd think the Knicks would finish this game off tomorrow. And then, unfortunately, Steph Curry is also injured, so the Wolves will probably beat the Warriors. And then, yes, so game 7 between, I'm thinking this goes to 7, Thunder and Nuggets, but I've been wrong before. I've been really wrong before. So, I don't know who the champion's going to be. I'm kind of thinking it's going to be the winner of the Thunder and Nuggets are going to end up being the eventual champions, but the Pacers are on a real streak right now, and they could do it all. They could do it all. So the main thing I want to talk about in today's video, before we get into our mock draft, is the Aussies that are going to be featuring in the draft combine, because there's a few of them right now. So the first one, Alex Condon from Florida. So people are saying that he is going to be Australia's best hope for a lottery pick. I don't feel like he's the only one, but like he could be a very impactful big man. This report says he has impact on both ends on the floor, which is great. And he just won a championship with the Gators, the Florida Gators, which was great for him. I didn't realize he was on the Collingwood list, which is interesting. But yeah, I feel like he can maybe be a lottery pick, but maybe just outside the lottery. I really like Tyrese Proctor, but in Duke he was kind of behind Cooper Flagg and some of the other guys, so he's probably going to also be one that goes maybe mid-second round. I don't know how high his real potential is, but he's a good point guard and he helped that team really well. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. Apologies. So yeah, he is a good shot creator. Defensively he's good. He averaged, I think it's like 13 points on the season for Duke. And playing with Cooper Flagg, like obviously you're behind. Well, I didn't mean to do that. You're behind like Cooper Flagg and a couple others, but he seemed to be really good. And if you go watch some of the tape, apparently he tested really well. And I feel like if I had to pick, I feel like he would go higher than someone like Condon. But I think recruiters and everything, scouts have been looking for some big guy depth, and he really fits that. Speaking of big guy, we have Rocco Zikarsky here, who, for a 7'4" guy, he looked really good at the combine. He looked really agile. He moves really well. He's a really good blocker, really good lob threat. He was actually shooting threes, but most big men don't really get to shoot threes in their careers. But like in the NBL, he had limited minutes. He was a good rebounder. I don't know where he goes. I'm thinking it's just going to be a late second round pick. I don't think he's going to go in the lottery unless someone maybe views him over a Kadima Lark or a Derek Queen, especially from the combine today. But he looked awesome. Awesome for sure. Alex Tui from the Sydney Kings. Sydney Kings just won the title in the NBL in Australia here. I don't know where he fits. Like he's more of a wing player. But yeah, I actually don't know where he fits into all this. I could see him potentially being like a really late, like just like maybe between 40 and 60, like a late pick if someone wanted to two-way him. But yeah, he was really good on the Kings, and I'm not sure where he kind of fits in all this. Ben Henshaw from the Wildcats, he averaged about 10 points per game. He was a good kind of shot creator, secondary ball handler player. And yeah, as I say here, he is very high on himself, which I respect that. I respect that a lot. Apparently he was good at the combine as well. Haven't seen much footage on him. He views himself as a lottery pick, but maybe mid-second round. And last but not least, we have Lachlan Aldridge here, who was actually in the G League combine, and he could be an interesting prospect. He's 6'10". He's just like, yeah, got a bit of everything in him. Do they give you like stats and stuff? Yeah, for the Hawks. Yeah, some stats there. There's some stats. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like Ben Henshaw probably is going to be like the surprise packet if I had to pick him or Rocco. But I think the guy that goes higher might be Tyrese Proctor, depending on if people want like a point guard or anything like that. But I think out of everyone, I like Rocco the most. I went cold on him a little bit before the combine and stuff because he didn't get much time in the combine and he was really up and down, but in the combine, sorry, in the NBL season. But I think he's going to be probably Australia's best prospect. Him and Proctor, but don't sleep on Condon. Do not sleep on Condon. Do they have his stats here at all? They don't really. No. Okay. That's fine. So we're here with the mock draft. I haven't done one of these for a long time. I've done a couple by myself, but never recorded. So obviously the Mavs have picked number 1. They're definitely going to go Cooper Flag, which means I feel like someone like a PJ Washington could be traded. Caleb Barton could also be moved. They need a point guard for sure. And I would if they got picked 2, Dylan Harper would be awesome. But I feel like they just need to go kind of like the best player available in this draft just to shore up that future with AD, with Kyrie. And then they can potentially worry about the point guard issue later on. So I'm feeling like they're going to go Cooper Flag, number 1 overall. Cooper Flag is going to be awesome on the Mavs. There's some speculation that his managers putting heat on the Mavs, but I don't really think that that's going to be much of an issue. So, so the Spurs have picked 2. To be honest, I could see them trading this pick. Like, they traded for De'Aaron Fox this year. They have a really strong team around Wemby. There's a lot of speculation that they could be after Giannis, but honestly, Giannis kind of puts them in a position where they have to win the championship in the next couple of years. Wherever you draft Dylan Harper, you shore up your stocks, and him and Wemby can kind of develop together over the next 10 years. So in this mock draft, like Ace Bailey would be kind of fun as well, but I definitely think that they're going to take Dylan Harper, who is a very, very impressive guard. He's got Dwayne Wade comps right now, like body size and stuff. Cooper Flag was Scottie Pippen, which was interesting. But yeah, they're going to take Dylan Harper for sure. So the 76ers are very interesting. I feel like they can do a couple of different things with this pick. It would be really interesting if they said to Phoenix, hey, you take on Paul George, you have pick 3, give us Kevin Durant. I feel like that would be kind of fun. So in my eyes, I feel like Ace Bailey is probably like the given here, but I feel like getting VJ Edgecombe was so fun for them. Or Trey Johnson. Like if they had the pick below, I'd say Trey Johnson for sure. VJ Edgecombe adds it. He's kind of like an Armin Thompson, Asar Thompson, like hybrid. He's very athletic. He's very, very like good defensively. He can get his own shot. He's a good shooter. But Ace Bailey, if you're gonna get rid of Paul George, or if you want someone to learn off Paul George, you take Ace Bailey. And having Ace Bailey there behind McCain, behind Maxey, behind Grimes, like he's going to learn a lot. And I feel like he's going to be really good for the 76ers. Even though I feel like they could take another player here, I'm just going to have them take Ace Bailey. So, unfortunately for the Hornets, they fell down to 4. So, VJ Edgecombe is a great pick for them. You can have LaMelo, you can have VJ, and you can have Brandon Miller. That as your kind of 3 you build around moving forward is quite fun. I did think about potentially picking up Kadeem Malak here, or Derek Queen, but they didn't really test really well at the combine, and I know that's not everything, but I think then they go best player available, which has to be VJ Edgecombe. He would just be really fun adding that defensive end and kind of backing up LaMelo Ball. So I feel like that would be kind of fun. So the Jazz here, they have the 5th overall pick. There's a few options that I could see them going with here, but if they're going to lose Walker Kessler, I feel like getting Kaman Malak would be, I don't know why I keep saying Gideon. I think that's because 2K. Kaman Malak would be really good here for them. To think about Yakashonas, to think about Derek Queen, Colin Murray Boyles is also another name which I could see them getting. It just depends. Like if they want to move on from John Collins, they want to move on from Sexton, and they want to move on from Lowry this off season. If they go pick 5 and Lowry and try and find like a suitable place to send Lowry to, that could be really interesting too. Um, so to be honest, they really need a point guard. And they kind of need a center. So with that being said, I don't think Jeremiah Fears goes this high. Like Yakashonis could be kind of cool. This is so tough. I think they go upside, and I think I actually don't know what I say they do here. Jeremiah Fears would be kind of fun. His shooting is a bit of an issue at the moment, but he can definitely develop. And with Will Hardy around, I feel like okay, I'm gonna have my first kind of draft jumper here. We're gonna have the Jazz take Jeremiah Fears. So now we're on the board with the Wizards, and with the Wizards, I'm gonna have them take another jumper as well. I think, hear me out here, having Alex Sarr with Colin Murray Boyles. Colin Murray Boyles is a bit of a smaller power forward, but his defensive side is so good and he can develop his 3-point shot. I feel like adding a power forward here would be nice for them, and they could potentially, move on from some of these guards they have. But Bilal, Sarr, and Colin Murray Boyles with Jordan Poole or whoever you want to put and Bob Carrington, I feel like that would be such a fun team here. So like Trey Johnson would be kind of cool. Yakashonis would be kind of cool here. But yeah, I just feel like Colin Murray Boyles has so much upside. And if the Mavs had picked 10 still and he fell to them, I would 100% take him. So now we had the Pelicans. The Pelicans is interesting. So the Pelicans last year, they brought in Keith Messi. They have DeJounte Murray who's hurt. Bringing in Yakashonis could be cool, but I think they take Kamal Malak here, and then you have Kamal Malak and you have Yves Messi kind of developing together, which kind of is, I really like that. So Brooklyn here, they don't really have like a super high need, I don't feel like if they get rid of Cam Johnson and they get rid of like Noah Clowney and those guys, then potentially they have a couple of guys that they might miss out on. Derek Queen would kind of be fun, but I'm gonna have them take. Oh, Asa Newell's kind of cool too. Yakashonis, I've gone cold on Yakashonis. Trey Johnson is still there too. Like Cam Johnson is gonna be a free agent. That's something they need to worry about as well. The center position isn't something that they need. Derek Queen can play the power forward as well, which I do like. I'm going to have them take. Okay, if they try and trade this pick for Giannis, that'd be interesting. I'm gonna have them take. This is tough. I really like Liam McNeely here too. But I'm gonna have them take Asanuo. I feel like he'd be a good fit in Brooklyn. I'd like to see him in Brooklyn. So the Toronto Raptors, they kind of need a bit of everything here. So I'm gonna have them take Trey Johnson, kind of the best player available. They're a bit all over the place with their roster at the moment, but I like Trey Johnson. I feel like he's good at getting his own shot. He can play make a little bit, but he just adds a bit of shooting around Emmanuel quickly. Like they have a few shooters at the moment, so you could definitely go and get like a more of a playmaking guard here. But I like Trey Johnson to the Raptors for sure. So now we have the Rockets here. I feel like the Rockets would definitely be in the market to trade this pick, but with Fred VanVleet potentially not being on this list next year, I did think about Jace Richardson here, or Rasheed Fleming. I feel like Rasheed Fleming would be. That just changed my mind a little bit. Thomas Sorba's still here too. There's so many good players available still, but I feel like they go after more of a point guard type player, and this is where I have Yakashonis kind of falling. So we're going to have the Rockets take Yakashonis, and now the Blazers. So the Blazers, I feel like, is a really good Derek Queen destination, and I also really like Rasheer Fleming here as well. Rasheer Fleming with Denny would be really fun, and Klingon as well. But Derek Queen kind of adds a bit more scoring because Klingon's not going to be your scorer. And Queen can play the power forward spot. This is tough. They really don't need too much. I'm Noah Essengay is also here too. This is a tough one. I feel like Thomas Sorba could be over Rasheer Fleming. I'm going to have the Blazers take Rasheer Fleming. I feel like he's their sort of player. They don't need any more guards. They don't need any more centers. I'm going to have them take Rasheer Fleming. Him and Denny could be such a fun little wing duo. So now we have the Bulls. The Bulls take Derek Queen for sure. I can see him in a Bulls uniform. And if they get that center rotation fixed up, he could be really fun there. So I'm going to have them take Derek Queen. And next up we have Atlanta. So they could have really used Derek Queen there. And if they lose Capella, they have a Kongwu. So I'm gonna have them take Thomas Sorba here. A bit of a draft riser, but I'm really high on him. And now we have the Spurs with this last pick here. So the Spurs picked Dylan Harper last pick. So I could see them potentially taking Carter Bryant here. Adding a little bit more to that power forward stocks. We still have like Jace Richardson and Liam McNeely on the board. Liam McNeely's 3-point shot wasn't amazing recently, so I feel like he's going to be lacking there. Con Canopal and Igor Demon are still here too. I'm going to have them take Noah Essengay here. More of a project player, but he kind of fits their system really well. So yeah, that's my lottery. I feel like this is a good little mix of players. I'm so excited for Dallas that we got the number 1 overall pick. But this is a really talented group. So I don't know. Let me know if you would do something like this or you see these players falling in this position. I feel like it would be kind of cool to see some of these players go where they go. But yeah, that's kind of my first ever mock draft done. That's kind of exciting, kind of scary at the same time. But there's a heap of happening around the NBA. I'm sure by the time this goes up, we'll have the conference finals sorted out and ready to go. So I'm really hyped about that. That's going to be really interesting to see how which teams face off against each other. And then we're diving into the off season. We've got obviously all the lottery results now. There's going to be a lot of trades. There's going to be a lot of interesting things happening. Like there's Giannis on the move potentially. There's KD on the move potentially. Devin Booker. What do the Spurs do now? What do the Rockets do now? Like it's going to be so interesting. The 76ers are a team that could do anything this offseason, and that's exciting. Like the Raptors as well. They have a big cap sheet, and like, do they move on some of their players? I don't know. And the Rockets, I mean, the Nets. What will the Nets do? It's interesting. It's so interesting. But yeah. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Aussies on the Ball. I really do appreciate all the love and support on this series, on these podcasts, on this channel. Just you guys have been absolutely amazing and blessing everything, which has been so good. I really do appreciate it. So leave a like on the video if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.